Welcome everybody, it's Peter here from the Esoteric Order of Gamers, and behind the camera is the person you've all been desperate to see again at a battle report. Yes, it's Will!
Hello everybody.
There he is, and we're going to play the venerable classic of miniatures tabletop games, Warhammer 40,000. Look at this, it's a last outpost that we're going to be fighting over. And you can see this is not actually going to be used during the game, it's just a scenery piece. It's the lovely Leagues of Votann chariot thing.
It's out of gas.
It's out of gas. It almost got into the compound and someone didn't fill it up. You can just see, one space dwarf talking to another. I told you to get the premium leaded at the last truck stop in full. So we're going to be playing this, and what a delight to be playing with my friend Will, who comes and visits me here in New Zealand occasionally, and we get a few battle reports in, we play a lot of games, and it's a joy. It's a beautiful sunny Saturday morning here in New Zealand, so we're inside playing games.
Yes, you do. Mind you,
Just
in my
more
defence,
entertainment.
I've just spent 3 days skiing down in Queenstown, so I don't need a hell of a lot of outdoor exercise.
That's
I'm
good.
suffering from it as we speak.
That's good, because when you come to this house, you've got to work.
That's right.
You've got to make content for the huge gaping maw of Esoteric Order of Gamers, which has to be shoveled content into it constantly, day after day.
I'm just a coal loader.
You are.
No, I'm a coal.
You're a coal. You are. You're just one piece of fuel for the fire. So, folks, we are playing the Leagues of Votann versus the horrific Necrons. Will is the Necrons. And this beautiful Leagues of Votann army, we're playing Combat Patrol, by the way. This is the Combat Patrol system for Warhammer 40,000, 10th edition. These are some Necrons that I had lying around. There's lovely Leagues of Votann figures Games Workshop sent me, because I wrote to them when they were released, and I said, can you please send me some Leagues of Votann figures, because I just love space dwarves. I don't know why. They're just chunky little guys in powered armour.
It's just one of those fetishes we've all got to deal with.
I don't think I'd go so far as to call it a fetish, but the models are nice. So they sent me some models. So thank you, Games Workshop. I painted them up, and now I'm going to show them to everybody. I'm going to show them how they're going to completely decimate and destroy the Necrons. That's the plan anyway.
Because that's what happened when we tried it yesterday.
Yeah, no, it didn't. He had this thing, which is horrible. It's got a huge, horrible gun that can just cover the entire battlefield. I've got to keep out of its range because it's really nasty.
It's a doomsday blaster.
It's a doomsday blaster. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the armies. So, as I mentioned, this is Combat Patrol format. These are my own reference sheets that I've made, just so things are quite compact and easy to remember, because you've got to remember things like extra stratagems for your faction, and faction abilities and stuff like that in your secondary objective. So this is the Combat Patrol for Leagues of Votann, which consists of Karl Warspec, who's my leader, this guy here, and he is attached to the unit of Hearthkin warriors, who are over here, 10 doughty little chaps.
All with individual weapons.
All with individual weapons. Look at all the weapons they use. It's very complicated and hard to remember.
Far too simple to all have the same weapon.
This is Warhammer 40,000. You've got to have fiddly little rules, and you've got to remember them. We've also got the Chthonian Berserks. They're these guys here. They've got this lovely mole grenade launcher, which is a bit of fun because it's indirect, and you just blast the grenade launcher into the ground, and then it tunnels through and attacks the target. And then finally we have the Hernkin Pioneers, who are these guys on kind of floaty jet bikes. Very cool. Over here we have the evil, horrible, boo, hiss Necrons. They're very nasty. They're Amenhotep's Guard. Here's my little reference sheet for them. And we've got the Canoptek Doomstalker, which is this horrible thing here. As I mentioned before, it's got a Doomsday Blaster, which pretty much does what it says on the tin. You've got the Overlord Amenhotep. That's him there. Look at him. He looks like a leader, doesn't he?
Mean and nasty.
I don't know what he's got, but I'm sure it's horrible. We've got the Canoptek.
He's got a tachyon arrow with a range of 72 inches.
Oh, wow. But you can
Only
only
shot once per battle.
Once per battle. Once it's shot, it's shot.
Yep.
The Canoptek Scarab Swarms, they're very nasty because, well, they've got feeder mandibles.
Yeah, they're not very effective. They're hard to kill.
Well, they're pretty good in melee. Then you've got the Necron Warriors. There's 10 of those. Half of them are armed with Gauss Flayers and the others have Gauss Reapers. why they should have just had Gauss weapons, really.
Yeah, it would have been simpler.
Slightly different. And you've got 3 Scorpec destroyers, which are these horrible kind of insectoid, mechanical...
I love this unit because it's so simple. It's just melee only.
That's easy to remember.
Yep.
Now, as I said, we're fighting over this outpost here, which means we've chosen the mission that's all about outposts. And not just outposts, but forward outposts. Here it is. Now you can see we've turned the battlefield on its side, if you're looking from this angle, like so. So we have 4 objectives, 2 of which are in the deployment zones of the respective players. Basically, if you get the objective in the other person's deployment zone, you can stop them using the command reroll stratagem. That's just one little extra thing because you're sabotaging the enemy comms. And then you get your primary objectives, which kick in from the second round, and basically you get 5 victory points if you've got one of the objectives on either side of the board, like so, and you get 10 victory points if you've got your opponent's deployment zone area objective. So pretty straightforward. 5 rounds. We've done a test game because Will hasn't played Warhammer 40,000 for
a long time,
and I haven't played a huge amount, so every time I go back to it I forget a few rules and everything. This is not a tournament game. We're not here to teach you how to play the rules. We're here to have fun. Yeah, so you'll see us make mistakes. Feel free to point them out in the comments.
and ridicule us.
Yeah, I was about to say point them out but don't ridicule us, but if you want to ridicule us, go ahead. I don't care. They're only YouTube comments. They're not going to hurt me.
That's right.
Right, let's get started.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but YouTube will never harm me.
Now, while we're setting up, I should point out this beautiful lichen, which Will has gone and collected from the trees in my garden because he's just got a thing about lichen.
It's the ideal material for making fake trees and shrubs. Look at it, you can paint it, you can do whatever, you can stick it on a stick and make forests out of it, you can make any kind of tree out of it.
It doesn't shed, does it really?
No, it doesn't shed, and when it dries, it just dries out, but it maintains its colour and shape. It's perfect for this kind of thing.
Yeah, and it adds a little bit of, this is a barren wasteland, this outpost, but it's still got a bit of lichen hanging on.
It's struggling through the radioactive dry dust of the whatever this environment is.
Yeah, well, it's all
What planet are we on again?
Planet X47582G-1 stroke A.
Clause F.
It's not a holiday destination, as you can see.
It's your trip. Oh, we went to stroke 2 instead of
Yes, I know, I've been there. Don't even bother. The good thing about it is that it's really hard to find on TripAdvisor, so you don't find out because you can never remember the name of it. By the way, as you can see, this is the Nachmund or Nashmund terrain for Warhammer 40,000. A lovely set indeed. There's a few extra bits from other things. That's from an old outpost bit of terrain. But this stuff and the walls, and there's more of it over here, though we're not using it in this game because, well, it's only a relatively small board for this type of game. We don't want to fill it too much with terrain. I should point out that these walls, we're counting these as blocking line of sight. Even though it's got windows in them, we decided just to make it easier and say that they block line of sight. Though you can, of course, jump over them and climb over them if you wish.
Can I just point out, and get into close-up detail, he's painted every single bolt.
Yep.
Look at the number of bolts.
And can I point out, when you say painting those bolts, I paint the bolt, then I wash it with Agrax Earthshade, then I put a bit of rust around it as well.
Yeah, that's...
Every single bolt. And there's a lot of bolts.
It's got to be several hundred.
Yeah, it took a lot of paint, but it looks pretty cool.
It looks amazing.
The other thing I should point out is that I have toil earns this secondary objective, so I've selected this objective here, and I can get an extra 4 victory points if I get that from the second battle round onwards at the end of my turn.
Mm.
And you've got something as well, the secondary objective.
Yeah, if at the end of my turn I can score 4 victory points if I've got one or more Necrons in your deployment zone.
Which comes on the board right up to here. Now this board is slightly longer than your standard board. It's 2 inches longer on this side, so we've taken that into account, and that's the deployment zone. Okay, we're set up, we've done our deployment. Look at that terrifying engine of destruction over there. Looking at my unit, I'm really worried about it. So this is my main unit. I haven't split it into 2. It's all 10 members with my Carl leading it as well. Then over here I've got my berserkers, and then hiding very much behind here so they don't get shot in the first turn like they did the first time we tried this. The pioneers, they're hiding behind this stack of containers. These come from AT-43, the old AT-43 game, by the way. They're really nice. Will has got his main unit right in the middle of the board. He's got his destroyers over that side, and oh, that thing's horrible. We've got that. Imagine that. It's just a swarm of little scuttling cybernetic horrors with this huge thing tripod. It is. It's like a shepherd and his sheep.
Go forward, my little ones. Seek, eat.
Seek and eat. Use your feeder mandibles on the dwarves.
Impregnate.
Oh no! No, there'll be no impregnating in this game. Right, let's get started. Shall we roll off?
We already have, haven't we?
No, this is to see who gets first turn.
Oh, okay.
One.
Beat that sucker.
Yeah, that's not good. Yes, the winner takes the first turn, so you have to take the first turn. But of course, we start with the command phase. We both get a command point.
Point.
Yay! Oh, you've already given me one.
Yep, already
Thank
given
you.
you one.
There's
Okay.
no battle shock tests, so off you go.
All right,
Movement
so I'm
phase.
going to move. So these Canoptech Scarab Swarms can move 9, which would get them to there.
Here they come.
Well, actually, you know
Scurrying
what?
down the
I'll do an
street.
advance just so I can get a couple more inches out of it. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
So I can get 12. So he could go around that, get up to there.
Oh. Okay, his unit of warriors are scurrying into the compound. They're vaulting over the walls.
I did an advance action. I rolled a 4, so I can move a total of. And I rolled a 3, so I can move a total of 8. So it's 2 inches up and 2 inches down over the wall, so they're going into there.
I'm really wishing I'd picked the other objective now. Well, if they can't make it over the wall, they'll have to stay on the other side of the wall.
That's all right. These guys can make it. I'm not sure if the leader can, though.
No, he can stay on the other side of the wall. That's what leaders do.
Yeah, he's going to have to stay there. Over you go, men.
Yeah, he's just shoving his...
I'll just
He's
observe
just got his
from here.
scythe going, yes, men, keep going.
Okay, my Scorp Tech Destroyers are going to do the same. They're going to do so. They've got to move to 7, so that's 11.
Look at this gorgeous tabletop. It looks so nice. I just love this land fortress outside the gates. In fact, I know why it's outside the gates. It wouldn't fit through the gate.
Of course.
Someone's going, you brought the wrong gate component.
Okay, so these guys have got some. What's their special ability called?
I've also
Place on
got-
the site.
Also got the little one over here, which is another beautiful dwarf model. I did buy the vehicles myself, just to point out that I do spend money on Games Workshop things occasionally, because they are just beautiful, and I had to add to the Votann army with those. One day,
You must have gone through a fair amount of painting this.
I did, yeah.
How many blues did you go through? It's a large surface area.
Well,
of
it's a
blue.
mix of grey and blue and stuff, yeah, a lot.
It's a great colour.
And about, what is it, about $8 a tin of paint.
It's not a cheap hobby.
It's not a cheap hobby.
Okay, so I've moved everybody who's going to move,
Yep,
and now we do shooting phase.
you do indeed.
Okay, so this guy is going to shoot at your unit,
Oh no!
and he's heavy. So because I didn't move him, a heavy unit gets a +1 to the hit roll, and it's blast, and you've got what 10 guys altogether there.
Yeah,
So that gives me an extra
that's +2, isn't it?
+2 to the result.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. And he's got
So there's the number of attacks, isn't it? Which is D6 minus 1, I believe.
D6 +1 attacks.
Isn't it -1?
No, it's +1.
Oh,
Doomsday Blaster.
yes!
Got to be
Fantastic!
kidding me.
Oh,
Catastrophically bad roll.
what a joy!
Okay.
So that gives you
it's 2
2
attacks.
+2, isn't it? Because it's blast.
Yes, it's blast. So that adds 1 to the. Oh, right. So I've got 4 attacks. That's ballistic skill 4+. So here we go. And you're getting the benefit of cover.
I am getting a bit, but you don't have to worry about that until we allocate hits.
Here we go. Woeful.
Yay!
Don't tell me this is going to be another one of those games where I just persistently and consistently roll 1s.
I'm really hoping it is.
I'll be very annoyed if it is. Okay, I've got 2 lousy hits.
Look, I was so afraid of the Doomsday Weapon, now not so much. Okay, what's the strength of that attack?
14.
My toughness is 5. 14!
14.
Holy what?
So more than double, nearly triple.
I can't. You roll a to wound. So you need 2 above, I believe. Oh, yes, that'll do it. Now you
allocate hits.
You
don't I, at
allocate
this
the
point?
hits. Now I get to allocate hits. I'm going to allocate them to these 2 grunts in the back here.
Right.
First I'm going to allocate... I do them one at a time.
Yeah,
so
do them one at a
I'm going to
time.
allocate that one to that one.
Okay.
And he's got a save. What's your save? Your AP modifier there?
-3.
-3. My save is 4+. Oh, dear. That's not good, is it? So that means they're
You
done.
can't save.
I
And
can't
so you
save.
get 3 damage.
And they have 1 wounds. Okay, so 3 damage kills one of them.
Yep.
That's
and then
it.
the second attack
Yep.
does the same to him.
Ah!
Boom.
Oh, gee, that thing is really, really nasty. I hate it.
It's great, isn't it?
So, Will, are you doing any charging?
No.
Oh, because you advanced everybody.
Everybody advanced except him.
Okay,
that's it.
so
My
no
turn's
charging,
over.
no fighting. It's my go.
Mm-hmm.
I've just had my go, my movement. I'm terrified of that thing. You know, he rolled a 1 and still took out 2 guys. So I've been very safe and defensive. I moved these guys from behind the barricade and huddling behind this building. These guys will come out in the open. They both advance, so they won't be shooting. And I'm not doing anything with the pioneers at this stage, and you'll see why
Sneaky,
soon.
tricky. They've got some special phasing ability which enables them to come on or off the board.
Yeah, nothing like that. So that's it. There's no shooting because, that was it. So I think we're basically at round 2 already.
Yes, we are.
Let's get a new command point each.
Yeah.
Don't forget your command points and your stratagems.
No, this is getting tricky now.
Yeah, it's actually quite thinky. You've got to be careful because once you've committed...
Yep, once you commit, you're in. Okay, I'm committing. These guys are going to advance.
Yeah.
That gives them a movement of 8.
Look at them just trudging inexorably into the compound, taking it over.
Yes. It should be mine. It should
Now-
be mine. No, mine.
If you haven't been watching my social media, by the way, the wonderful Mike Hutchinson, who is the designer of the game Gaslands, the fantastic post-apocalyptic car combat miniatures tabletop game.
Say that quickly.
Yeah, not bad, eh? He has a podcast called Rule of Carnage. And in one of his latest episodes, he and his friend, whose name escapes me just at the moment, sorry about that, we're talking about gamer archetypes. And Mike said, yes, but there's another type of gamer, and that's the type of gamer who likes to get right down with the camera for cinematic moments. He sort of called him the cinematography, and he said, Peter from the Esoteric Order of Gamers, that's why I watch his battle reports, because he loves to do stuff like this. So I was quite chuffed by that. Thank you, Mike. It's nice to be the exemplar of an entire gaming archetype, with all due modesty. And and it's because I love this kind of stuff, which is just getting down there and going, look how cool that is, as the Necrons charge into the compound and go for the objective.
Now, question. He, having been left behind, has gone, 2 up, 2 down, and then 4 over this side.
Yeah.
What's the unit cohesion situation?
The coherency, you have to be within 2 inches.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
Well, you have to stay within 2 inches, otherwise bad stuff happens.
Well, how do I stay within 2 inches? I mean, I can't move these guys forward because the leader's too far behind.
Yeah, you can't leave them behind.
Okay, so I've got to bring them back. So within 2 inches of him.
No mechanical, insane overlord should be left behind.
Right, okay, so that works. I can daisy chain it.
That works. I just pointed out, of course, if you have 7 or more models, you have to be within 2 inches of 2 models, or at least 2 models. If you have less than that, you only have to be within range of 1 model. So since you've got 2 there, you've got them spread out, that's perfectly fine.
And how close do I have to be to the objective to be
3 inches.
exerting control?
3 inches.
Okay, so I'm now in control of that.
You will, but you won't get points for it until the command phase next turn.
That's fine.
So I get a chance to get you out of there.
Yeah, you do. Now, the Scarab Swarm is going to advance.
They're moving slowly though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're only going 11.
Scuttlers.
Which just means they're probably going to get butchered out in the open there.
Good.
Maybe I won't.
Now, of course, I'm terrified of that big gun, but I do have the stratagem go to ground. At the cost of 1 command point, I could do that stratagem, and that allows me to have a 6+ invulnerable save and the benefit of cover.
Yes, it does. Okay, now these guys advance, but they're only going to advance a little bit because it would be suicide to just run out there.
But they're bugs, they don't care about suicide. In fact, that's what they do.
All right, yeah, fair point. Let's just run out there.
That worked. Oh, you're going for that extra victory points, aren't you?
Yes, so my special thing, reclaim and dominate. At the end of my turn, if one or more Necron units from my army are wholly within your opponent's deployment zone, one or more units.
Yeah, so the whole unit has
Whole
to be
unit.
within it. And you're not quite there.
Make it. See, this is why I don't want to run out there, because it will be stupid. I'm not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
Might be fun and cinematographic and all the rest of it, but
Cinematographic? Is that a
cinematographic?
Cinematographico.
It's not going to win me the game. As we know, the Esoteric Order of Gamers, beating Peter is a high priority. I've got a record to maintain here. Okay, 7.
A record of rolling ones.
Yeah, and a record of
look at
generally winning. And it's a questionable.
Oh, look, I don't know about that.
We're looking at the. Well, okay. The rules
Let's
says
get
if you
around
can
from
see
Will's side, shall we?
any part of the model, you can shoot at it.
Well, oh, yeah, I guess. Well, it's any part of your model to any part of my model. Well, the base is no good. That's all covered up. So it's really got to be... Yeah, you can just see the edge of him there. Let's do the zoom cam. Yep, there he is.
Okay.
The destroyers are capturing that objective. You've got 2 objectives. I don't like this. I was too defensive.
You set up too far back.
I know I did. I don't know why.
You were afraid of this.
I was afraid. See, it just goes to show that fear is an important battlefield.
Yeah, the propaganda effect.
It is.
What are we? We're up against a Canoptech Doomstalker. Oh my god!
Yeah,
Quick, set up further back. You fools!
That's all right. The doughty dwarves are stayers. Okay, Will is going to fire that rotten stalker thingy. What's it called? A doomstalker.
Doomstalker.
God, imagine calling something a doomstalker. Look at it. It's horrible. I, of course, am going to go to ground, so I spend a command point to go to ground, which means I get a 6+ invulnerable save.
Okay, now, question. This is an obvious question. You'd think I'd know the answer. Can he fire both his weapons?
Yes.
All right, okay, so after we go with the Doomsday Blast, we're going to follow that up with Twin Gauss Flare.
Is it in range, however?
24 inches. Yes, definitely within range.
Oh, help me, mummy.
Okay, here it comes. I've got D6 + 1, and you're going to get the benefit of cover.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 hits. Ballistic skill of 4+.
Don't you get that blast thing?
Yeah, I get 1 because it's every 5 models, and because I've killed 2 of you, you don't have 10 now.
Oh, good.
So
Well,
I get-
sort of good.
Yeah, things get better as you get thinned out.
Not good from the point of view of the 2 dwarves that just got killed, of course.
Here we go, 4+.
Oh,
Pretty
to
average
miss.
roll. Okay,
That's
so that's
good.
3 hits.
All right, now you get a wound.
Strength 14.
Toughness 5. Need 2 or above. Oh, 2
How
ones.
can I only need a 2 or above if I'm double you already? Is that right?
Strength versus toughness.
Yeah.
Yeah, double or
14.
more. I can show you here. Look, here's the table right here.
Yes.
So what is it? Strength twice or more than toughness 2+.
Oh, okay. All right. So I got 1. Hello.
Yes, indeedy.
1 lousy hit. See, here you are walking around quaking in terror at this dreadful doomsday weapon, and it does 1 hit.
Yeah, I should have, everyone...
This is Warhammer. Doesn't matter how many dice you roll, you're only going to get 1 or 2 hits.
Everyone should have said in the unit, they should have gone, it's all right, Will's rolling. Pass it along.
Pass it along. Oh, I feel better already.
Right. So 1, I've got to save, a 6+ invulnerable save.
Oh,
so
so the armor piercing doesn't count.
Yes, exactly.
See, he's worked it out.
Give me 6. Oh, 5. Damn it. Okay, someone dies. I should have allocated it beforehand, but it's going to be him.
All right, chipping away.
Now you've got that other weapon as well, don't you?
Yes, I do. I have the Twin Gauss Flare,
Yes.
which has 1 attack. It's not very good.
2.
How did you do the benefit of cover?
It didn't matter. It was invulnerable save, so it's not
okay.
affected by those things.
So 2. I don't think that's going to be a hit, is it? No, I needed a 4+.
Excellent. Oh, this thing isn't so bad.
It's Canoptech's propaganda. It's just got you running around in fear and terror.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Those of you who are watching will have surely been saying, Will, why didn't you use a command point to re-roll any of those terrible rolls? Next time.
As I was pointing out to
Benefit of
Will,
hindsight.
Will immediately said, why didn't you remind me? And let's just examine that statement. A, he's my opponent. I'm not going to remind him when it's something that's to my detriment.
Yes.
And B, I'm filming at the same time I'm desperately trying to remember all my own special abilities. So my brain will just go...
Both very poor excuses, if you ask me.
However, the first excuse is the most important one.
No, what are you doing?
I'm doing my Handkin
Oh, these guys, these cowards who've been skulking here this entire time are actually going to do something.
Well, they have an ability called Outflanking Mag Riders, and at the end of your opponent's turn, excluding the first, if this unit is within 6 inches of any battlefield edge and not within engagement range of any enemy units, I can place it in reserve. Off it goes into reserve, like so. And that means in the reinforcement step of my next movement phase, I can set it up wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge, excluding your opponents, and more than 9 inches horizontally from all enemy models. So I can bring it in way over there, not on your edge.
Not on my edge.
You know,
Okay.
in fact, right behind this, perhaps.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah, who knows? The choice is limitless.
He's no more vulnerable from behind.
Well, that's true.
It's not a tank.
But I have range to everything, and I don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just good. Trust me.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure it
it's
is.
now my movement phase. Let's make sure we get another command point each.
Ah, yes, good point. And what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? Right, I've moved my dwarves over to the side here. As you can see, very sneaky. They've come around. These guys have come around the side. These ones have moved forward. Both done normal moves, so they can still shoot, which is great. So I'm just ignoring that whole side of the battlefield. I don't care. They can do what they want. I'm not interested. This is what I'm interested in. So these guys, they're all melee except for the mole launcher thing. So the mole grenade launcher is going to go straight. It's just going to blast it into the ground. And then it's going to go up in the middle of you.
It's a great concept.
It is. They have mole grenade launchers, range of 24. It's got D6 attacks. Come on, make it good. Make it good. 4. That's quite acceptable. So we've got 4 attacks. Now this has got blast and indirect fire. So blast doesn't matter because you haven't got more than 5 models. Indirect fire doesn't matter because I can see you. And we have a 4+ to hit. Here we go.
Only 2.
Only 2. Oh, it's tempting to do a reroll.
Well, off you go then. Spend a command point.
No, I'm not going to spend that command point. I need it for other things. So it's got a strength of 5. What's your toughness?
Who is it? Oh, these guys. Toughness 6.
So I need a 5 or above.
That's 1 hit.
That's 1 hit.
So
I say.
winnowing process.
So allocate that to one of your models and roll your save. You've got a -1 AP.
Okay, I'll allocate it to this guy in the front.
Sure you want to in front of? Doesn't matter. Yeah. Yay! And that does 1 point of damage.
And he's got wounds of 3, so
Okay.
there we go.
Use this for wounds.
All right, if you insist.
Use the blast if you want.
Okay, he's taken a wound.
Okay, that wasn't devastating, I admit, but we have another whole unit here that
Small
can
victories.
see you. So now I'm going to spend a command point and do payment in kind, which is the Leagues of Votann stratagem, which means, no, sorry, it's the wrong one. It's panspectral sweep. Panspectral sweep. So until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by my unit have the lethal hits ability. Which basically means if I hit, I wound. Yay, it automatically wounds the target.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of, now when you've got a unit of 10 guys who all do different things plus their leader, it's a whole lot of fun. So, however, I know that 4 of these have Autok pattern bolt pistols and iron blasters, so they can use their iron blasters. So I'm going to attack with my iron blasters. Here we go. They have attacks of 1. So as I said, there's 4 of those. They hit on a 4+, and if they hit, all of these have lethal hits ability.
Get on with it.
Spectral scanner. Just pointing that out again. 4+ to hit. That's 2 hits. Okay, 2 hits. So they
Hang on. Before you did this,
they weren't critical. What did I roll? What numbers were they?
what? You rolled a 6.
They're both 6s.
Yeah.
Oh, they're both lethal hits then. They automatically
Well,
wound.
that's what I was about to say. Don't they automatically wound? But also, you didn't give me a chance to play this because it was my plan all the time. But of course, I was filming.
Okay.
I'm spending a command point to do mercurial resilience.
Don't put it there.
means I get a 5+ invulnerable save.
Oh, okay. Right, yeah.
Does that apply in this case?
That's a very good question. Lethal hits versus invulnerable save. Okay.
Let's find that one out.
So, of course, you still get your save because a lethal hit automatically wounds. It just means you miss the 2 wound roll.
Okay, so
Which really they should just get rid of completely in the whole game anyway, but we won't get onto that again.
No,
So-
we've gone down that. That's a very well-worn
So,
furrow.
we automatically wound. You want to allocate those hits and...
Well, I've got to allocate them to the one who's already wounded.
You absolutely
Okay,
do.
so I've got
So
two
now you get saved.
saves, 5+. Saved one of them.
1 point of damage.
So, okay, still alive.
Okay, that was the Iron Blasters.
Hanging in there.
Now we have my main guy. Here's this guy with the sword here. He's got an Etacan plasma pistol. It's got a range of 6 inches. It's 1 attack with a 4+. Here we go. 3.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. That's really annoying.
Excellent.
So that's got a strength of 8 and 2 damage. I'm going to spend a command point and re-roll that.
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, risky. Very risky. Yes!
Ah, it pays off.
It's also a lethal hit, so I don't have to roll to wound.
But I get a 5+ save because I've played Mercurial
Oh,
Resilience.
that's an invulnerable save, is it?
Yes,
It's a 5+ invulnerable save.
Yes.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
it is.
Please miss.
Oh, yes! Saved it. He's
Damn.
still in there.
That would have done 2 damage. Okay, and I've used my last command point. No! However, I now have my 2 most powerful weapons.
Oh, of course.
which
Saving
are
the best till last.
The Hylas auto rifle and the Magna Rail rifle. So let's go with the auto rifle. It's got 3 attacks and it needs a 4+. Come on, where the 6s?
That's 2 hits.
2 hits. It's got a strength of 6 versus toughness of.
6.
So that's 4 above.
Oh, one
That's
hit.
1 hit, and it's got a -1 AP. Oh, you've got an invulnerable
Got an invulnerable save of 5+.
Yeah, that's a really good stratagem.
Yes!
Oh no! Oh dear. I'd just like to point out that it also has rapid fire,
God.
so it increases its X by 2. Oh wow, it increases its... I've got 3 more hits.
3 more?
Yeah, because it's got rapid fire 3. So it increases its attacks by X, rapid fire 3.
Oh, okay, so you get 3 more shots.
3 more shots
Jesus,
at 4+.
And they all
miss!
That's the kind of roll I'm used to making.
Look, I've got 1 more weapon. If I don't take out 1 score pack destroyer, I'll be very annoyed.
You'll have to write us a very stern letter.
I know, and it's a 1 and it's 5+. However, it is heavy, which means if I remain stationary, no, I
you
didn't.
moved.
And it's got devastating wounds, which means critical is a really important thing. So 5+. Yes!
You got a 6.
That is a critical, which is devastating wounds. So it inflicts a number of mortal wounds on the target equal to the weapon's damage, which is D3 + 3.
Do I get any kind of save against this?
Not against a mortal wound, no.
Not even my 5+ Mercurial Resilience roll?
That's a good
An
question.
invulnerable save? Didn't we
Do
just
not
work
make
that
a wound roll or saving throw, including invulnerable saves. No. So this should do it. Now I do 5 points of damage, and you've only got 1 wound left. Well, he just gets
he gets disintegrated.
he explodes into a mist.
Oh, thanks for that image.
Gee, that took a lot of effort to get rid of 1 score pack destroyer, I've got to say.
You rolled pretty badly, and I had the 5+ invulnerable save.
And I've got no command points left, which is annoying. Still, that was fun. Shooting is done. It's in my turn, I think. Oh no, now it's charge time.
I was about to say.
Now I'm going to charge. So let's do some charges. It's after I've exploded the initial score pack destroyer into a red mist or into a technological mist, a nanotech mist, I'm going to follow up with a charge.
Now, hang on a minute.
So these guys are going to charge. They get a charge of 4, which is just going to be enough
Why are you rolling 2 dice?
because you roll 2d6 charge move.
Oh, okay.
So that's enough to get into there. And what I'm going to try and do is get this guy in as well. So let's 4 out to there. And then he'll get behind him. And
Staying well back out of the range of these scything green blades.
he's there. He's going to do a piling move after this anyway, so it'll be fine. And then these guys are going to do a charge move as well.
Hang on, let's just...
Oh, 3! Well, this is the question. 3. That's not enough. All that excitement, and I roll a 3. So they've fail their charge, those guys. So they don't move, which is really
Balked
annoying.
at the last minute. They said, "Don't worry, the dwarves with the scything war axes
Well,
will
these
do the
guys
job."
are made specifically for melee, so that's pretty good. They are going to attack now, and they get fights first because they've charged, so they'll get to attack first. So they're going to do a pile in move to start with. So everything's touching or touching a unit that's touching. Everybody's touching. It's quite touching.
It's called hand-to-hand combat for a reason.
Hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so let's do it. And these guys are melee experts, so hopefully it should be fun.
It's going to be hurties.
They are using 4 of them have heavy plasma axes, and one of them has a twin concussion gauntlet. So let's do the axes first. And with the axes, I can choose to either strike or sweep. And what I'm going to do is strike, because it's not about lots of people here. I just want to do maximum damage here. So I'm going to strike. As I said, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of them striking.
Is there anything I can do at this point?
Hope not. Oh, these have attacks 3, so that is 12 dice. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 dice. And also the long grenade launcher, which is one of these things, add 1 to the wounds and attacks with the model equipped with this weapon. So, that needs a 3+. Here we go, come on. No special abilities. Oh, look at all those 1s and 2s. What the hell?
Could have been better.
Could have been better. So, that has a strength of 6. What's the toughness?
6.
I need 4+. Peter.
2 hits.
2 hits out of all that. That is really annoying. It does 2 damage. It's a -2 AP, however.
Okay. And what am I? Okay, I've got a save of 3+, so that becomes 5+, huh?
Yep.
Just desperately looking. Is there anything I can use these command points for? Not at this point. Okay, 5+.
Yay! That does 4 points of damage, so that takes out another destroyer. Hey!
Man, you
Slammed. Now, I have one more, which is the twin concussion
hang on. This is important. I've got deadly demise. Oh no, they don't have deadly demise.
Well,
Everyone else in my army has deadly demise, but not them.
phew, glad we didn't have to worry about that.
Yes, because they all would have blown up and you'd have been taken with them.
So now I've got this one dude who's got twin concussion gauntlets. So he's basically got 2 power fists. Yeah. And they do 4 attacks. And they're also twin linked, which means... Like, you know,
Twin-linked concussion
can I just
gauntlets.
point out, obviously, I've got a reference, rules and reference sheet set here, which you can get from my website, which is incredibly handy, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Twin linked, each time a twin linked weapon attacks, you can re-roll that wound roll. Oh, that's good.
It is good.
So, they do 4 attacks. Here we go. Come
I keep
on.
feeling I'm missing something here.
No, you're doing well. You're dying, which is good. 4+. Oh, what
That's
a
pretty
roll.
dismal roll.
Ah, that's really annoying.
It's the only you're rolling that's keeping me alive.
So the wound is, it's got 9, and you've got 6, haven't you? So that's a 3+, and I can re-roll it. 3+, that's a hit. It does 2 points of, it's a -2 AP.
Oh, okay, and I've got save of 3+.
You need 5. Please fail. Please fail, because it does 2 damage.
attacks?
No, it was only 1.
Only 1? Okay.
Ah,
Saved
curses.
it. Yes.
Okay, there's 1 score pack left.
It's left.
However, he's going to have to make a battle shock test at the start of his round because there's only 1 of them left. He's less than half strength.
It's alright, it's tough.
Whew.
Okay.
Okay, that was some vicious shooting and
Hang on.
melee action.
Now, is it not my turn to fight back?
Yes, it is.
Right.
Because we've done the fights first, so now we go to normal fights, which start with the person whose turn isn't, which is you.
Yes, okay, so I'm going to fight back.
Oh, curses.
And I've got hyperphase weapons, melee, 4 attacks.
Funny, I've taken him out.
Yes, but you didn't.
I
And
should have... Oh, no, I'd run out of command
It's got
points.
plasma sight, so I'm going to use that. Melee weapons have devastating wounds, so I spend one of those. Devastating wounds means a critical wound inflicts a number of mortal wounds equal to the weapon's damage, and the attack sequence ends. Okay, so here we go. 4 dice, weapon skill 3+.
So here we go, 4 attacks. And that's 3+.
Miss, miss, miss.
That's 3 hits.
3 hits.
That's 3.
Oh,
And it's -2 AP, but it's also devastating wounds. So no, none of them are critical.
No.
Okay, so it's your save is a -2.
That was critical wounds that happened. So I must remember that. It's not critical hits, it's critical wounds.
Critical wounds.
So many things to remember. Head exploding. What is the save, the AP on that?
-2.
My save is 6+, so that's not very good.
That's not good at all.
No, that's not very good at all. So how many did you do? 3
hits.
No, you
Yes.
can't kill 3 guys.
Yes, I have.
They've got a wound of, they've got a wound of 2. That's good. Okay. So I will assign the first hit to,
gotta be
no,
him.
not him. No, it's not going to be him.
He's adjacent.
Yeah, but it's a unit. It's anyone in the unit. So I'll lose him, and then another guy gets 1 wound on him. So let's get a wound.
There's a lot of rolling to forget that very little result.
Well, what do you expect? Wipe out my entire unit in one go?
Well, you almost did mine.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Yeah, close though.
And also, you had 2 guys fighting. I had an entire unit plus shooting beforehand. Thank you very much. Now, I do have something, however, here. I've got cyber stims.
Oh God.
Yes, I'm a stimulated unit. Each time a model in this unit is destroyed by a melee attack and it hasn't fought this phase. Oh no, it has
fought this phase.
So that's it. That's okay. That is round 2. Only 3 more rounds to go.
Oh God.
However, this is going to be very interesting next round because we're going to start getting victory points. And really annoyingly, you're probably going to get that. What's your objective control?
Probably going to get it. I'm definitely going to get it.
What's your objective control value?
2.
2, and mine is 1. So you're going to get it, which is really, really annoying. So you're going to get 10 points,
No,
which sucks.
I'm going to get that one as well.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 5
Okay,
there,
5 for
5
each.
there is 10. Something I must point out is, I'm sure you've noticed, this beautiful gaming mat. Check out this fantastic detail of pipework and stuff, and rubble, and there's some road sections on this as well if you want to set it up like that. And you can see the detail is fantastic. Now, of course, this battle map is by Deep Cut Studio, who are very kind and send me free battle maps so I can play on them and show them off to you. This is, of course, the lovely neoprene material, so it sits really, really flat, and the dice just feel fantastic when you roll on them. They just make that lovely bouncy kind of noise.
That's great. I've
nice,
got
isn't
a step version of this for playing Flames of War on.
I do?
Yeah. And it's perfect.
Is it from Deep Cut Studio?
It is from Deep Cut Studios.
There you go. They do lovely stuff. I'm going to put a link in the show notes. They're basically deepcutstudio.com, so very easy to remember. Go out and check out their range, and you can make custom mats as well with your own graphics, which is great. But, you know, you can see the lovely, lovely detail in this one, even right up close. Check it out. Just a beautiful mat. And I'll be showing these off on all of my games because I've got a nice little collection of them now, and I just think they're exceptional. So thank you, Deep Cut Studio, for sending me this. And if you're in the market for a gaming mat, I recommend them. Go and check out their website.
Yes, I second that. I've been eyeing off another one for some time now. The only problem is I don't have anyone to play the game with, so it's a bit pointless.
Oh, don't you?
No.
Oh, no, that's
I'm all
so
the way to New
sad.
Zealand to play these games.
Oh, Will. Right, so if you're in Australia and want to play a game with Will, drop him a line.
I'm on the Central Coast.
All right.
You can reach me through the Esoteric Order of Gamers.
Oh, wow, you're going to get a flood of people. You really are. So Will is about to make a battle shock test. Now, this would be fantastic because if he failed this test, his objective control would be 0 and I would control that objective. Unfortunately, however, there is a command stratagem that allows him just to pass it if he fails.
Their leadership is 7+.
Fail!
So I'm going to spend a command point and do
Insane bravery.
insane bravery. So they're treated as having passed and are not battle shocked.
Ah, curses. However, it soaked up a command point, which is a good
Yes,
thing.
it did. Okay, so that's done. So now we score it. So I get 5 for that and 5 for that.
You do.
So I've got 10.
Yes,
Weep.
there it is, 10 points. That's a real problem
points.
because I've got nothing. Look at this, the battle for the gate.
Yeah.
I can take out that destroyer. I wish I'd taken him out last turn. That really would have made life easier. Then it would have been 5 each.
Okay, well, first I'm going to run with my scarabs. Come on, little babies.
Oh, look at them there.
Let's go. Oh, no!
1! They're just not up for it, this game.
No, they're not, but they're going anyway.
trying to get into my deployment zone.
Should have just gone last turn. I was too cowardly.
The little batteries slowed down.
Okay.
The good thing is that they're not scrambling and crawling all over my little dwarves and eating them with their feet and mandibles, which is always a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Oh, look at that. The view into the compound. It's brilliant.
If I get over there, it's not going to help me at all.
The general surveys his mechanised troops. It's AI. Cursed AI. Damn them all to hell.
Yes, the great replacer.
Yeah, this is like an army of would-be illustrators charging into the camp and destroying the dwarven illustrators.
No, destroying the dwarven writers.
Writers, illustrators, graphic designers, we're all stuffed.
Yeah. Architects, lawyers, accountants.
Have you seen the things that the people have put into AI drawing programs for architecture?
No.
Yeah, they've just said, you know, here's a piece of crumpled paper, make a building like this piece of crumpled paper and come up with really amazing architecture.
Can it come up with the engineering plans that will actually work? There?
Well, not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
But, yeah.
It's just applying rules after all. Okay, I've got to think. What am I doing? Stop interrupting me with tales of AI. You can stop filming me now.
This is why I never invite Will over to play games. Look, he's broken one of my terrain pieces.
It's just went snip. So irritating.
I did tell you that particular piece was worth $700, didn't I?
Yeah, that's why I targeted it specifically.
If you'd just like to transfer that into my account, we'll call the business sorted.
Right, so these guys are all just hanging around the objective, okay?
Well, you don't have to because you're a battle line unit, so you've secured the objective. You don't have to stay there, but that's fine. Now remember, are you still 10 members?
Yes.
Well, you're over 7 members, so you have to be within 2 inches of 2 other members from your unit.
Okay, right, well that's fine. And if they don't have to stay there, then these guys can get up on the top here.
Yeah. Because once a battle line unit has taken an objective or controlled it, they then secure it, so they don't have to actually stay on it to keep getting points. Unless, of course, the opponent comes along and steals it for themselves.
Yep, that's always a risk.
Which is probably not likely because I've got no one over that entire side of the battlefield. It's all happening over here. And I just have to say how beautifully I've controlled the flow of the battle and pushed everything over here, way, way away from him. Of course, it's ingenious tactical play, but I don't think it's going to win me the game because he's going to win on victory points. But anything might happen. It's only turn 3.
That's only turn 3.
So 2 phases on, past it, Will has remembered his reanimation protocols. And I just want to point out what an incredible opponent I am because I allowed him to do that. Even though you should do it in your command phase, we've passed the command phase, we've passed the movement phase, we've passed the shooting phase, now we're at the fight phase.
We haven't done a shooting phase because there wasn't any.
And we're going back to the command phase so he can do his reanimation protocol. And because I'm such a nice bloke, I've allowed him to do it. So you owe me a big one, pal.
Are you finished game lawyering? Because I've done that to you 1,000 times.
I'm just saying, you owe me a big one. If there's a little thing that I forget in the rest of this game, I'm grabbing it.
I'm going back to a game of War of the Rings some time ago.
No. Sorry, there's a statute of limitations on these things. Can't go back and say, but I did this 3 years ago.
I think it's still valid.
Right, so he's brought him back in with 1 wound. No, hold on. He's got 2 wounds because he comes back with 1 wound remaining. There's nothing more frustrating than seeing Necrons come back after you've killed them.
Yes, they're just lying on the ground in pieces and they go... Before you know it, they're back up and coming at you with a scythe.
And there's a dwarf standing over them saying, you should have done that 2 phases ago.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well, you deserve that.
Hell.
This is a fight, is it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
3 hits.
Okay, what's your strength? What's
7.
your toughness? My toughness is 5, so you need 3 or above.
Okay. Got 2 hits.
Okay.
2 wounds, and then you've got to save. It's -2.
-2?
Mm-hmm.
Well...
You've got 2 wounds per figure, though, so you only lose 1.
Yeah, but I've already lost 1. So,
okay, so he dies.
He transfers that over to him, and he dies. That was very frustrating.
Everyone's very hard to kill in this game.
Yeah. Well, you just come back. Yes, they are hard to kill, and then you come back.
It is now fighting back.
Fighting back, and I've really got to take out both of you because otherwise they'll just come back. It's really annoying.
Yeah, you got to kill them.
So we got a 3+ for this.
Oh,
Okay,
that's a truly awful roll.
Spending a command point. I'm not putting up with that.
That's a good call.
That's just outrageous. Come on, come on. Ah,
It's marginally better.
yeah, marginally.
4 hits.
That's that. Yeah, the strength is 6.
Toughness is 6.
So that's a 4+. Come on. Ah, one hit.
That's pretty bad.
That is really bad. It's got a -2 AP.
Okay, I've got a save of 3+.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh, and he saves.
No, I didn't. I needed a 5.
4, right, okay. Well, that takes out this guy again and just came back in again. So bugger off and stay down. Then I've got twin concussion gauntlets that are twin linked. So I can re-roll wound rolls. It's got 4 attacks and it needs a 4+. This is like, just stay down, you bloody. 2. That's not good. It's got a strength of 9.
9.
Yep, so that's going to be 3+. That's 2 hits and it's -2 save.
5
Come
plus
on.
again. Oh, it's 2 hits.
It's 2 hits and they do 2 each. That's 4. You're down!
Oh, God damn it.
Yes! Oh, so that was a classic. He just jumped in, this little dwarf went. The metal skulls were slammed into the dust.
You're not an aficionado of science fiction films, are you? At all?
No, at all. That's so satisfying.
Bask in your momentary glory.
There'll be no more reanimating from you! Okay, it's my turn. I've had command phase. I got 5 points for this objective, so it's 10 versus 5 now. I also, my leader here, put a judgment token on this unit, and then they moved back to this point here. So they're sort of getting away from the building, getting a nice line of fire at you guys, crawling over the top of the battlements, fighting. These guys moved further up to the wall, but they haven't crossed over because they haven't got enough movement to get over. And they wanted the objective anyway, so that's that. We're up to
These came on in the reinforcement.
Oh yes, and of course these guys came on in the reinforcement phase after the movement phase, so they have to be outside the deployment zone and 6 inches in. There they are, ready to go charging for your objective, so it'll take a couple of turns to get there probably. Maybe I'll get 10 points on the last round if I'm lucky, unless I get destroyed by the horrible walking tripod thing.
You can always hope.
So it is now shooting phase. These guys are going to shoot. They are going to do a panspectral sweep, so they get lethal hits ability, like that. And we're going to go for the Necrons, and I get a +1 to hit because I've got a judgment token on.
Okay.
Hey, you, Jimmy, I'm going to hit you. So, here we go.
Oh God, now you've got 20 weapons to
It's
choose
all,
from.
it is all the weapons
Game
again.
of 20 weapons.
So the main guy, let's do this main guy here. He's got the Etakan pistol, a range of 6 inches. It's 1 and it's a 4+. Here we go. A 6. Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's only 1 attack. Disintegrates, falls off the building, goes into a pile on the ground, going.
Ready to be reanimated.
Yes, unfortunately. Then we've got the ion blasters, and there's 4+.
No criticals.
No criticals, but 3 hits. So that's 3 above. That's 3 hits. He's suddenly rolling well, and it's a -2 AP. No, that is 3 hits, and they were separate attacks, so that takes out 3 models. Holy moly!
Is this a suboptimal outcome?
It is. So the Hylas auto rifle is 3 attacks with a 4+. It's got assault and rapid fire, so that doesn't mean anything. Rapid fire means it increases attacks by X, so it's got another 3.
Why does rapid fire automatically apply? Don't you have to be in half your range or something?
Nope. Rapid fire. Each time a rapid fire weapon targets a unit within half that weapon's range. You're right, it's got a range of 24. 4+. that's a miss. That's a miss. Oh, that's pretty good. That's 4 shots. 3 or above.
Oh.
Hello. Oh, look at that. 3 6s. -1 AP.
So, okay, so 5 plus.
So 1, so it's another 2 down.
Bloody hell.
Wow. This is devastating.
Yeah, that was a risky move going up there. But
And now a Magna rail rifle has got 1.
God, how many bloody weapons have you got?
Yeah, well,
This is ridiculous.
there's a lot of models and they've all got different weapons. I haven't done the Cole yet, so that's Magna rail rifle
I should
has
have done my mercurial resilience. Or I've gone to ground or done anything.
5 plus. That's a miss with the Magna rail rifle, which is annoying. And the last one is the WoW spec himself, who's got a Vulcanite disintegrator with a range of 18. It's got
sounds
3
like fun.
shots. It's got devastating wounds. It needed 2 plus, so that's 3 hits. 3 or above. Ah!
Finally.
It's only 1, and it does 1 damage at no AP change.
So 4 plus.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't save myself. So just by dint of putting them up on the top there and failing totally to use any of my command points to save myself, I've just wiped my whole unit out.
Well, you've got a few guys left.
Well,
And they can reanimate. But 3.
3.
Yeah. Then we've got these guys over here. They cannot shoot, so that's it. So now we've got the charge phase. These guys are going to go try for a charge. 2d6. 4.
I think you're going to
They're
make it.
not going to make it because they need 4 to get over there. So no, their
Well, that's a
charge
relief.
fails. They go, can't reach the
Little
door.
stumpy dwarves, they can't get over the top of the fence.
Ah dear.
I told you to bring some rope.
Apologies to those of short stature. So it is, that I think is about it.
Right.
Those guys could have shot, but there's nothing to shoot. So, and I've done charge. There's no close combat. That's it. It's turn 4. I love the way these guys stepped back from the building, got a nice field of view on the Necrons crawling over the top of the building towards them, and then just unleashed a fusillade of fire.
Yeah.
Who is that god looming over the battlefield?
Yeah, that was a really dumb move. I don't know why I did that. It was incredibly stupid.
Well, could have worked.
Oh, no. I didn't think it through at all. Anyway, hey, live and learn.
Or die and learn in this case.
Yes, exactly. Couldn't have put it better myself.
I think I'm quite happy about this is that I've got these guys on this side, these guys on this side.
3 inches.
Now we're getting a pincer movement. But of course we've got that huge Doomstalker looming on the horizon over there. As soon as they come over that wall, they're going to be targets.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do an advance move. Oh, far out.
What'd you get?
A 1.
Oh no!
It's just utterly...
What about these guys?
Shite.
They can get into my thing
Yeah,
and get 5 points.
yeah. That's a separate argument entirely. Okay, so these guys can at least get down off the friggin' roof.
Run, boys, run! Run. Protocol cowardice. Roger. So this is the thing, and this is the issue, is that even though I'm doing really well in terms of wiping out units and everything, Will is doing very well in points, and he's now securing that objective with that monster, which is going to cause a large problem for these guys trying to get it. However, what is the objective control of my pioneers? It is 2. So that's going to beat your objective control. It is
4.
4. If I've got all 3 of them there, I can
It's
get
per
the
figure,
points.
is it?
Yeah.
Or per unit?
No, it's per figure.
Well, you're not going to get all 3 of them there because half of them are going to die.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
Yes.
So unless I can just wipe all of you out completely in 2 rounds, I should say, I'm going to lose, despite my unbelievably good play.
So these guys are going to move, and they can't shoot anybody.
Now, just tell me, do they have an objective control rating?
They don't.
They don't, but it's all right because they're not. They're not controlling the
They
objective.
just
Are they?
need 1 or more Necron unit to be wholly within your opponent's deployment zone.
They're actually perfect for this kind of
They
thing,
are,
aren't
which
they?
is why they're doing it. And they're going to make it as difficult as possible.
No. Commander, I think we've got some feeding mandibles in the far corner. So Will is going to shoot my pioneers over here, And I'm going to spend my last command point to go to ground, which means I get a 6+ invulnerable save, and also the benefit of cover. But I don't know what the advantage of having the benefit of cover is when it doesn't affect that +1 of the benefit of cover doesn't affect invulnerable saving throws. Oh, I know what it is, because you can choose to use your invulnerable save or your normal save. So I can either add the +1 to my normal save or use the 6+ invulnerable save.
Okay.
There you go.
All of you Necron specialists out there will be no doubt grinding your teeth with frustration at the fact that I've totally failed to use my, what is it, Deadly Demise ability. These guys over here who got massacred in close combat should have all blown up and taken people with them on a 6, and you've got them on a 6.
Oh, that would have been good.
Similarly up here, but it wouldn't have affected anybody.
Necrons don't have Deadly Demise, do they?
Well, yes.
They do?
Most of them do.
No, I mean normal Necrons, the warriors.
Oh, no, they don't.
No, they don't.
Okay, so this guy's going to start with the small weapon first. It's a twin gas flare.
Just soften them up.
That's right. It's only got 1 die.
What's the range of that thing?
1 attack, 24 inches.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Here we go. And it's lethal hits, rapid fire, and twin linked. So rapid fire 1.
Yeah, it gives you an extra attack.
If it's within
half
12. And, oh, God, that's close. No.
That's a smidgen of short.
Very annoying. Okay.
Phew.
1 attack.
Driver goes, phew.
1 attack. Here we go. 4+. Come on, hit the bastards. Yes.
That's a 6.
Right. Strength 4. And it's lethal hits and twin linked.
You automatically wound because it's a lethal hit and you get a 6. So that means you don't have to do a wound roll? Okay, I get a save of 4+, and I get the benefit of cover because I've gone to ground, so I need a 3+ to save. Come on. Oh, no!
Take a hit.
Is it only 1 damage?
One lousy hit.
There you go. Let me put it on. Am I going to put it on because it's crucial? I'm going to put it on the commute. The comms guy always cops it.
Okay, now we're going with the Doomsday Blaster, which is blast and heavy. Heavy doesn't count because I moved. So it's D6 + 1. Come on, baby. Give me a 6.
Oh no, this is number of attacks, isn't it?
Oh, far out. That's the second time this game.
I was so afraid of that thing.
Attacks.
Yep.
I'm going to switch dice. Those ones are garbage.
The old switch attacks.
Yes,
you know you're desperate when you switch the dice.
Okay. So that was to work out a number of attacks. Now, ballistic skill 4+.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh well. Oh well. Oh, I can hear the thousands of people crying out in anguish out there.
I'm going to re-roll.
And then they were suddenly silenced.
Re-roll.
He's re-rolling.
Yes!
Oh no.
Right, 2 hits. I should have re-rolled the first one. God, what was I thinking?
Yeah. Can you re-roll a number of attacks? You probably can.
Re-roll anything, can't you?
Hit roll, wound roll, damage roll, saving roll, advance roll, charge roll, desperate escape test, hazardous test, or if you roll the dice to determine the number of attacks, yeah, you could have.
Could have done it.
No, well.
I could have done
But
it.
then you wouldn't have got, oh yeah, you've got, yeah, I don't know.
This is so frustrating, this game. There's so many things to remember.
Yes, but as I just pointed out to you when the camera wasn't rolling, if we played 3 games over a couple of weeks,
Yes.
this would just roll off the proverbial tongue.
Yeah, I don't have time for doing that. And you're in New Zealand.
I know, I realise, and that's why it's a little bit harder for us, and why when people write in the comments and say, oh, you forgot to add 1 that time,
Yeah,
I go,
we've got no chance.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, let's see if we can get this right. I got 2 hits,
Yep.
right? Mm-hmm. And I got 2 hits, and I got an attack of 14. Strength of 14.
Okay, well that's definitely double my toughness, so you needed 2+ to wound.
2+. I can't increase that at all in any way.
I don't think so, no.
Right, okay.
2+ is pretty good.
Yeah, well, watch me roll.
3 and 4, there you go.
2 hits.
All right. Okay, so I will
6+ invulnerable save.
put the first one on the first guy who's already been wounded, of course.
Fail.
That's a fail, and then the other one, a fail.
So he's destroyed.
Curses. Well, there goes my... Jeez, I was a bit worried you were going to hit the ground there. He's gone, didn't do a thing. So Will gets 4 victory points at the end of his turn for having these little tackers in my deployment zone. So this is a bit of a worry now because he's at 19 and I've only got 5. I'm not happy about that. I've got to get some points this turn. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get any from that one because I've got to be there at the end of my command phase to get those 10 juicy points, which is what I really want. I'm only just going to get 5, so it's going to be 19 versus 10.
I was just noticing the design of this, what do you call these things?
They're called Hernkin Pioneers.
How do you feel being the guy who's piloting? You've got the gun right above your head. Can you imagine what the volume must be like?
This is a common problem in Warhammer 40,000. There are several models that have that. The drivers here are this huge rapid fire gun is just like right here. The tinnitus would be horrific.
You'd just be deaf within days. Okay.
So I've got these guys up here. They've got an OC of 2 each, but he's got 4. So that's no good. I have to destroy this thing basically in this turn to get those 10 points next turn. If I don't destroy him this turn, I'm stuffed. This guy over here, there's no point of them moving because they're not
line infantry, so they haven't been able to secure that, so they have to stay on to get the victory points.
Thank you, that's good. These guys, now they've destroyed that unit, thank you for coming to me. I just did an advanced move and I only rolled a 2, so this is as far as I go. So I'm hoping I can get to this objective in time, but I'd have to wipe out, I don't know. It's not looking good on points, it really isn't, even though...
Well, would you get control if we were contesting this? Who would have the most OC points?
Oh yeah, well I'd have to have more, yeah. So that's a point, but that only gives me 5. I really need the big bang of the 10.
Yes, that's a problem.
Yeah. And now I'm going to do shooting, so let's do that first and see if it works.
Okay.
So I've got a rotary cannon and right, so one of them's got a bolt shotgun, so they're just charging up with these things. This thing's going and the guy goes brings out his shotgun.
Oh God, what the great pointless gestures, that's got to be up there.
It really is. It's got
a shotgun against a mechanical, I guess you might take off some pipes or something. Maybe cause some sort of hydraulic failure.
Right, he's got a
particularly unattractive kind of machine.
He's got 2 attacks. Let's check something here. Make sure
It's got an eye on the end of a proboscis there or something. It's really quite grotesque.
So this is shotguns and they're 4+. And there's 2 critical hits, so they automatically wound. This one doesn't, so I have to roll to wound on this one. 5 versus 8 is blah, blah, blah. It's 5+. Oh, there we go. 3 hits. AP of 0. 3 dice, 3+. Fail them all. We failed 2.
I'm going to re-roll those.
Oh no!
Can I do that?
Yes, you can. You got to re-roll them all. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yes, saved them all.
This is not going to work, is it? So now I've got 2 Magna Coil auto cannons. They have 3 attacks each. They hit on a 4+. No criticals. And only 3 hits. They've got a strength of 7 versus toughness of 8 is 5+. This is a hard thing to hit. Oh, 2. That's pretty good. And it's got -1 AP, so you probably want to go for... Well, it doesn't matter. It's 4+.
4+ either way. So 2.
Fail. That's 1 hit. That's 2 damage.
2 damage.
Only 10 to go. And finally, I have an H/auto, a rotary cannon. That is 6.
The rotary cannon.
4+. This better be good. And we have that, so that one automatically wins, wounds, I should say. And what did I say? 4+.
Yeah, I got 3.
There's another 2. Strength of 6, so I need 5+ again. There's 1. So -1 AP. So I get additional hits equal to X. So I've got 1 additional hex. Let's see if there's wounds. No, it doesn't. So you've got 2 at -1. Oh, all that for 2
nothing.
damage. Well, boys and girls, I think I'm doomed when it comes to points, and I think I'm going to lose this game despite playing, I think, pretty well. But it's about the points. It's not about the killing the units. So that's that.
That's the end of your turn?
No, I've got more shooting.
No
hits. No hits. Oh no, you know, you can feel the despair starting to wash over. It's like, yeah, all the doors start going. And then here, I can't see because we've decided you can't see people through that wall, so that's it. We just did some adding up of points. Will's on 19, I'm on 10. The only way I can just scrape a win with this is that if I take this objective, because this is the objective I said was my toil earns thing. So if I take that, not only do I take the 5 points, and no, I can't do it because I score the 5 points in my command phase.
Which you won't have because the turn will be over.
Yeah, that'll be before my move. So I can't win. It's impossible. If I could have taken that and scored both of it after I'd moved, I could have scraped in 24 points to 23. But it's impossible because my next turn I'm not going to get it. I'm only going to get 5 points. And there's no other way to get more.
Tricky.
And there's no way I'm going to wipe you out either because there's just no way.
I think this is a mistake we often make when we play these games. We get so focused on blowing each other up, we lose track of the fact that we're actually supposed to be going for objectives.
No, that's not true. I think I don't know about you, but I was concentrating on them. But
Well, obviously I was because I've won.
yeah. And I just meant I think the idea with these guys was flawed. I thought I'd be able to zoom in there and take that 10-pointer, but of course you kept the Doomstalker back, which was a good idea.
That's exactly why I
So
did. Because I was almost going to bring him around here and waste these guys.
Yeah.
But then I thought, no, they'll just run around here and then they'll be wasted and you'll come in here and
Well,
take
that was brilliant because if you'd done that, I would have won.
Yeah.
Because I would have sneaked in behind. So to do that, I made that call, and then for the whole the game, I didn't have this powerful unit doing things.
Yeah.
So I basically sacrificed them to make that call, and you defended it and took it away from me. So well played.
Well,
I
otherwise
think
it
we
would
both
have
played
been,
well.
got to keep a strategic reserve, otherwise it would have been invasion of France. Where is the strategic reserve? Okun.
So I think that was a really interesting game. I mean, there was no way was that a sort of run into the middle and bash
No,
type
no,
thing.
it was
There was
good.
a lot of jockeying for position there. I really liked. I mean, that was lovely how you came over the top. I know it wasn't the best move strategically for you, but dramatically it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
And I had this feeling that I was getting you into a pincer move, but then these guys, unfortunately, stumpy little legs, 5 inches is just not enough to sort of
Well,
run
these
into
guys
the
only moved
position.
5 too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought these guys were slower.
No.
Okay, so it's difficult to get over the walls and everything. This is a great little outpost terrain thing. I mean, it looks like an outpost. It's
It is.
fantastic.
It's fabulous.
You want to get a sniper up on here or something, don't you?
Yeah, well, if you were defending, you'd put that bloke up there.
Yeah. I thought that was a really interesting game. Thanks, Will.
Well, as you pointed out during it, if we played this more often and were more familiar with all of the special abilities of the units and all of the strategic commands you can use with points and so on, this is a game you really need to be in control of your army in terms of feeling like you know what all of your abilities are and what all of your options are in terms of the stratagems, and also knowing what all these weapon abilities are off the top of your head would help because you wouldn't have to keep referring to the reference sheets without which we would be completely stuffed.
Yeah, that's true.
No possibility of
But
playing.
I was talking about this with Dylan when we played Kill Team, which I've never really got into before. And we played a few games, and after a couple of games, we knew our units really, really well.
Yeah.
And they're all individual models, so you had different abilities for individual models, though they're only small teams. And once you do that, it flows really, really nicely. I mean, as I've always said, I think that the wound step is a step too far. But apart from that, everything flows nicely. But, I mean, do we have a tabletop miniatures game that doesn't have special abilities for all the units? Of course they do. That's just part of the game. Every game does, because it's the special abilities that give the units flavour and distinctiveness. So, you've got to remember them. I must admit, remembering the stratagems is a bit of a chore sometimes, but also a lot of them you don't use. We haven't got vehicles in this game, no one's got grenades, so you can just discount some of them, really. And also, I want to rewrite this so they're a little bit easier because it has things like, here we've got shooting phase, you want to select a shooting unit, and it says 1 League's Votann unit that has not been selected to shoot this phase. Well, I can change that to target 1 League's Votann unit. Because you're not going to select someone who's got a shooting ability if they've already shot that phase because they can't shoot.
Yes, pointless, unnecessary verbiage.
So it is verbose, for a reason, so it's clear. But when you've got a summary like this...
Yeah, because verbosity always adds clarity.
perhaps that's not the right word then. For specificity, perhaps. Precision, yes.
This is always the problem with rules that err on the side of legal language.
Yes.
It's not actually helping.
And Will should know because he's a technical writer for a living, so there you go.
Well, not for much longer because I'm about to be made redundant by...
The Necrons.
The Necrons.
Yes. So yeah, for a reference sheet, you could make this a lot simpler and faster. But as you say, play a few games, it's all in your head. I think that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great. Most enjoyable.
That's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed this game between the wonderful Will and myself. It doesn't happen too often, not enough, unfortunately, but we do have a good time when we play. And we're going to go off and play some other games now. And while you're here, just hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. You may have watched lots of my stuff and just forgotten to hit the subscribe button. Do that and hit all notifications too, so you get a notification every time I've got a new video. Go to the website. There's hundreds and hundreds of these rule summaries you can download and use, which are really, really useful. And check out my social media channels. And if you want to support the Esoteric Order of Gamers, there's a Patreon channel, or you can just donate a one-off a few bucks from the website itself at orderofgamers.com. Thanks everyone. See you next time. Bye for now. Bye, Will.
Goodbye. Thank you, everybody.